When American leadership warns that Iran is about to face a very bad time, that friction rarely stays contained within the nation's borders. In Tehran, parliament members respond that this tension is actually positioning them to define the rules of a shifting global map. The leverage behind that claim comes down to a specific piece of geography. At its narrowest point, the Strait of Hormuz is just 40 kilometers wide. Historically, whoever controls the surface waters here controls the global economy. Roughly 20% of the world's oil transits through this gap, a flow that the U.S. Navy has historically guarded under the principle of freedom of navigation. But Iran is expanding its focus beyond the water's surface. Resting right on the ocean floor, directly beneath the path of those massive oil tankers, sits a dense web of fiber optic cables. By focusing on the tankers above and the digital infrastructure below, Iran is attempting to influence both the physical movement of energy and the global flow of data from a single point of geography. To tighten its grip on the physical ships, lawmakers in Tehran have moved past occasional harassment and drafted a formal system of control. They created a new bureaucratic body called the Persian Gulf State Authority. Under this new arrangement, commercial vessels can no longer simply pass through freely. They are required to submit an email request for clearance, which is then met with an invoice for security and maritime service taxes. This system also operates with a strict blacklist. Any ship participating in the American-led Naval Freedom Project is deliberately locked out of the approved transit lanes. The economic math here is simple. By imposing delays and selective tolls on massive commercial tankers, Tehran forces global shipping insurance rates and crude oil prices to rise, entirely bypassing the need to physically blockade the strait. They are systematically converting an open, internationally recognized waterway into a private, revenue-generating territory to offset the weight of Western sanctions. But the financial tolls on the surface are only half the strategy. Below the water, running directly through Iranian-claimed territory, are the physical lines that connect Europe to Asia and the Persian Gulf. These subsea cables carry heavy loads of international financial data and serve as the physical backbone for the world's largest internet companies. Iran is now demanding that massive tech corporations, specifically naming giants like Google, Meta, and Amazon, pay what they call a cable passage license fee to use the ocean floor. State-affiliated media outlines a clear consequence for non-payment: the disruption of data traffic. They also assert that any physical repair or maintenance work on these cables can only be performed by Iranian crews. By treating the seabed as sovereign, taxable land, Iran creates a direct physical vulnerability for Western digital infrastructure that a traditional naval fleet cannot easily protect. Bureaucratic toll booths and data threats only work if a country has the physical firepower to stop Western navies from simply breaking the system by force. Over several decades, Iranian engineers have built an extensive domestic arsenal tailored exactly for this tight environment, developing everything from short-range Nasser cruise missiles to advanced hypersonic ballistic systems. These launch platforms are deeply embedded into the coastline, hidden in underground tunnel networks or mounted on fast attack craft. They are designed to strike large surface targets instantly. Because the strait is so narrow, the ranges of these weapons create multiple overlapping threat zones. It forms a highly dense wall of fire that spans the entire width of the shipping lane. This saturation strategy ensures that if an adversary decides to forcefully ignore the new transit rules, they will have to sail directly into a fully active kill zone. By pairing the threat of anti-ship missiles with control over deep-sea fiber optics, Iran has successfully tied the physical security of global energy to the digital security of the internet. It functions as an intricate trap. Any military strike designed to reopen the strait carries the immediate risk of triggering severe synchronized disruptions across multiple global supply chains.